Good evening. Just 5 weeks since the Euros, but the start of a new Premiership season can never come quickly enough. Only 6 days to go now, but first comes the Community Shield. Usual suspects, Arsenal against Manchester United. No surprises in the studio either. Alan Hansen joins us. Right, straight to the action with commentary at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff from Mark Lawrenson and Simon Brotherton.
This annual Premiership hors d'oeuvre has a rather familiar look, though the roles of the two combatants are reversed this year, with Arsenal arriving as champions and Manchester United as the FA Cup winners. But such has been the domestic dominance of these two that one or both of them have featured in 10 of the last 11 Shield fixtures. The forecast was for heavy rain this afternoon. They've decided to leave the roof open, and a crowd of 64,000 people expected here, still some way short of the capacity here of over 70,000.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if I could welcome to the pitch the presentation party.
Special guest of honour today is Sir Geoff Hurst there in the middle, England's hat-trick hero from the 1966 World Cup final, alongside Jeff Thompson there from the FA. Had one or two other things on his mind this week. And there's the talk of the tabloids, the England manager. Sir Trevor Brooking taking his seat for this occasion, the first big FA footballing occasion of the new season. Arsenal are without two key elements of the spine of their side today. Injury keeps Sol Campbell and Patrick Vieira out of the starting 11, while also Robert Pires and Freddie Ljungberg are also rested. Manager Arsene Wenger has gone for a youthful midfield with Jermaine Pennant, who was on loan at Leeds last season, on the right, 17-year-old Spaniard Cesc Fabregas in the middle, and Jose Antonio Reyes, of whom much is expected this season, on the left. The big surprise, though, is that Thierry Henry has recovered from an Achilles injury and starts the match. There's Manchester United's big summer signing up front, Alan Smith. United have several injury absentees today, notably Ruud van Nistelrooy and Louis Saha, while Cristiano Ronaldo and Gabriel Heinze are on Olympic duty. Wes Brown is the man to miss out at the back, allowing Quinton Fortune to come in at left back, with John O'Shea moving across into the centre. David Bellion starts instead of Darren Fletcher on the right-hand side of midfield, with Paul Scholes supporting Alan Smith in attack. There's our referee, Mike Dean from the Wirral. The superstitious among you may like to note that for the past 7 years, the winners of this fixture have not gone on to win the title the following May. So people talk about it being a chance to get an early psychological advantage, but it hasn't necessarily worked out that way since Manchester United were the Shield winners in 1996. Fortune, having recovered from a knee injury, making the first challenge of the game, and Lauren with the throw-in for Arsenal, playing in their new change strip today. Jermaine Pennant held back by Fortune. Now Silvestri. Scored in the Shield match this time last year against Arsenal, opened the scoring. Loose ball from Ashley Cole. This is Belliot, the young Frenchman, and Roy Keane.
First shot at goal, wasn't it? Poor play from Ashley Cole. He just seemed to try and flick it away, and the long ball came through. It's somewhat reckless, and fortunately for Arsenal, Keane wasn't able to punish them.
First clear sighting of goal falls to Roy Keane, who will be 33 on Tuesday. Neville trying to get Giggs away. Lawrence with him all the way. Maybe a little tug on the shirt, perhaps, but Mike Dean feels that it's a foul by the Arsenal defender, and Manchester United find themselves in a very promising position here. Just a little tug on the forearm.
I think it's a bit harsh, Simon. I think it's 2 threes and a 6, to be quite honest with you. I think the referee could have just let play on.
First chance for the FA Cup winners to put the champions under real pressure. Everybody back behind the ball for Arsenal. Scholes could be teeing this one up. And Reyes was no more than about 18 inches away. Bergkamp, at 35 years of age, still has the poise and the close control and the vision. And now this is Pennant. Chance for Henry! Good opportunity. Didn't quite get hold of it. Howard was there.
Yeah, good play this time. Bergkamp bursting past challenges with the ball into Pennant. There's great strength from Bergkamp. Vision as you would expect from him. Just one touch early and into Henry.
Nicely weighted ball in there from Jermaine Pennant. Henry, a surprise inclusion. We were under the impression he may well be on the bench at best today, carrying an injury after Euro 2004. Now Reyes. Pennant makes the run towards the penalty spot. He's the only player inside the area for Arsenal at the moment, though. Reyes waits. Djemba. Bergkamp! Good shot, first real save of the match made by Tim Howard.
Yeah, it's a good strike when it comes in, but you expect certainly Howard to make the save, and it is a comfortable save in the end.
Took a deflection on the way in. Now Giggs. It's dangerous. Bergkamp not only gets it away, but he sets Jermaine Pennant up here. He's got Reyes to his right, Henry to his left. This is Reyes. Henry waits in the middle. And Gary Neville came right across the back line for Manchester United there and did enough.
Yeah, Neville did well in the end because he just really stood in the way of the ball from Reyes, but Quentin Fortune just really sold the jerseys for Manchester United by the challenge, which just enabled Arsenal to come away on the counter-attack.
Fortune, of course, playing in that role from time to time for United, but not naturally a defensive player. Howard made an attempt to get to that one and didn't really come close to it. And Henry rather disdainfully removes the lighter, which has disgracefully been thrown in his general direction. New season, but sadly a few old habits die hard.
Well, he's been lucky, Henry, because he went to take the corner, made a complete hash of it, and the referee wasn't ready. He's got a second chance.
Lucky man, Henry, but I think his second corner was even worse than the first one.
He's had a quiet week.
He's had a few quiet weeks. O'Shea gets the decision against him. But I wonder whether Henry had a little hold on the Irish defender as well as they went for the ball.
I think the referee, Mike Dean, is saying that O'Shea was pushing his opponent.
Decent position from Arsenal's point of view. 27 yards out. Henry gets ready. Unloads. Oh, and a good save by Howard.
It's a very good save this by Howard because he has to make up the ground. That's the important thing. Very, very quick on his feet. He knows exactly where it's going, and in the end he makes the save, and comfortable too.
The substitute goalkeeper for Arsenal, Manuel Almunia from Celta Vigo. Bergkamp tries to pick out Jermaine Pennant. Reyes shows great pace to get into the centre. Oh, he was a whisker away. Just needed a touch there from Jose Antonio Reyes. Great running by the young Spaniard to get onto the end of that, but just couldn't quite get a touch.
And there's two great passes in this move. There's the first one, in behind Fortune from Bergkamp. Here's the second one, the cross hit very, very early. Reyes, as you say, was unfortunate not to get a boot on it.
Arsene Wenger, who holds the advantage in head-to-head meetings with Sir Alex Ferguson. 10 wins to Fergie's 8 with 6 draws. Full play by Manchester United. Great chance here for Dennis Bergkamp. And it's not very often he trips over his own bootlaces.
Well, no, and Manchester United very fortunate because they pinched the ball off John O'Shea, and Bergkamp was. I don't think the pitch helped. I said to you before, Sam, I do think the grass is very, very long, and it's a problem for the players.
Now Bergkamp, little bit of space. Teasing ball. Reyes. Back to Henry. Has a sighted goal. Good save by Howard. Chance for pennant. Oh, and how did he miss? Looked like a clear opportunity for Jermaine Pennant. Howard having made the save.
Great ball in from Bergkamp into Reyes. Back it comes to Henry. Decent shot. Left foot. Decent save again by Howard. But I think what happened really came very, very early to Pennant, and he just couldn't do anything with it, Simon.
Scholes caught in a sandwich, falls for Alan Smith.
There was a chance, certainly wasn't it? It was just played in and dropped to Smith, and in the end I think it was good pressure from Lauren.
Here's Lauren now for Arsenal, picking out Gilberto Silva, the Brazilian World Cup winner, who loses out to the African Cup of Nations winner, Jemba. Leon again having no joy on that far side. This is Jemba. Looking for Giggs. A bit of room here for Alan Smith. Away from Jermaine Pennant. Chance for Gary Neville. Oh, good save by Lehmann. Aided on the line by Ashley Cole.
Yeah, it's good play by Giggs onto Smith. Smith as well, because he gets his head up, picks out Neville, and Neville says very, very good head. But it is a comfortable save by Lehmann, almost straight at him, but better from Manchester United.
United putting Arsenal under a bit of pressure now, 5 minutes before half-time at the Millennium Stadium. The prelude to the Premiership season. Away by Dennis Bergkamp. Lovely skill by Reyes. Skips away from Jemba. He's got Henry up in support. Will he need him? Tried to find him but couldn't quite. Just ran out of steam in the end, but it was a very promising run.
Well, what he did, he committed defenders, didn't he? When people run at you in such pace as well, and balance is very, very difficult, certainly in the modern game, to be able to stop them.
Fortune wants it near side. Here he is now. Support from Silvestre. Must be a very frightening thought for a lot of the Premiership sides, the thought of facing up to Reyes and Henry, never mind half the other attacking options. This is Alan Smith of Manchester United. Lehmann right behind it once again, but able to find a little room in which to move.
Well, because he took Cole on the inside, I think Ashley Cole wanted him to go on his outside, as it were, but it took him inside, gave him half a yard to get the shot in.
Now this is Arsenal's last chance in the first half. Henry, Reyes is away to his left-hand side. Bergkamp's up in support as well. Reyes holds the play up. This is Henry. Defended well by Jemba, who got his body in the way. Not for the first time today. Now here come Manchester United with Ryan Giggs. Got Scholes to his right. Smith waits in the middle. Good play by Scholes. Saved by Jens Lehmann. And that was the last action of the first half. Jens Lehmann parrying that shot from Paul Scholes. Neither goalkeeper has been beaten. Dennis Bergkamp, with a couple of nice touches early on, wasn't far away. And Tim Howard also had to save a free kick from Thierry Henry just underneath the crossbar. But for all the fluidity of Arsenal's play. Scholes probing well for Manchester United. We have it all to play for in the second half. The half-time score at the Millennium Stadium: Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. As the two sides emerge for the second half, 11 of the 12 Premiership titles so far have been won by one of these two, and every single year at least one of them has appeared in the top two, and that's a sequence that is highly likely to be continued this year. Arsenal making a change for the start of the second half, and Robin van Persie is going to come on, the young Dutchman, to replace Thierry Henry. So I imagine, Mark, that means that Reyes will move up front and Van Persie will play on the left-hand side.
Almost definitely, Simon, certainly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just one replacement for Arsenal.
Yet another exciting young player brought in from continental Europe by Arsene Wenger. Manchester United, as you were at the start of the second period. The first piece of silverware of the new season. And we have no indication yet as to who will be taking it home and putting it in the trophy cabinet. Will it head to Old Trafford or to Highbury? Scholes feeling the challenge there from Pascal Sigon.
Manchester United have made a change which is tactical, as O'Shea's gone to right back and Gary Neville's playing centre back alongside Sylvester.
Here's Scholes. Now Fortune trying to find the wide open spaces on the left flank for Manchester United. Lauren just caught napping there by Alan Smith. First time we've really seen him snapping at somebody's heels today. Gilberto Silva picking out Reyes, who's showing his versatility by playing up front now, having been out wide in the first half. Oh, this is brilliant play, fantastic play, and he couldn't finish it off. An extraordinary passage of play from Jose Antonio Reyes.
That's absolutely brilliant. Running at defenders, committed them, all sorts of shimmies, all sorts of dummies, past the goalkeeper, and the right foot, it was never looked like going in.
Still can't quite work out how the ball did not end up in the back of the net. Now Bergkamp, and Reyes is away. Can he make it count this time? Gilberto can, and Arsenal have the lead. 4 minutes into the second half, slicing open the Manchester United defence. It was an easy finish for Gilberto Silva, created by Reyes.
Just wonder, you know, here whether what happened a minute ago made his mind up really for Reyes, and I think Gary Neville was trying to creep up, play offside, and he got his head up very early. A lovely little ball into Silva. Excellent goal for Arsenal, but poor defending by Manchester United.
And having tried his luck and found the side netting moments before, Reyes safety first, and it was a wise move. Comfortably tucked away by Gilberto Silva. Now Diego Forlan, Philip Neville and Darren Fletcher are the three players coming on for Manchester United.
So, ladies and gentlemen, replacement for Manchester United.
Going off, Quinton Fortune.
Quinton Fortune, in replacement number 3, Phil Neville.
Ryan Giggs.
Also coming off number 11.
Clearly there with half an eye on Wednesday night's Champions League qualifier.
Diego Forlan.
There's Forlan, played in the Copa America during the summer with Uruguay. And Fletcher coming on to replace Roy Keane.
Coming on for Manchester United, number 16, Roy Keane. In replacement by number 24, Darren Fletcher.
I can understand the changes in regard to, obviously, a game on Wednesday night in the Champions League, but to do it within 5 minutes at the start of the second half, we may as well have done it at half-time.
Fabregas, oh, that's neatly done. Support outside him from Bergkamp. Van Persie makes a run into the heart of the penalty area. He's on the end of it. Oh, it was a terrific effort. The inquest begins at the back for Manchester United. Words between O'Shea and Gary Neville. Van Persie knew where he was heading, and the ball was nearly heading into the net.
Great ball by Bergkamp. Head up all the time. The epitome of the best footballers all doing that. Great ball into Van Persie. If anything, it's a target sign. It goes to 2-0.
Scholes for Manchester United, trailing to that Gilberto Silva goal for Arsenal. Nice idea, trying to pick out Bellion. Lucky bounce, flag goes up straight away. Flag went up on the near side before Alan Smith hit the ball. But it's been given, and Smith scores for Manchester United. The flag clearly went up on the near side, and the linesman put it down again. And Alan Smith has got Manchester United back on level terms.
Well, the referee straight away just shook his head and disagreed with the referee's assistant on the far. He just actually given a thumbs up to him. He's disagreed. It's a great strike by Smith. He hit it so very, very early. Originally, the ball was played in for Bellion to make the run, and all got a bit of a mess with Toure and Sigan, and Smith just capitalised, hit it very early, right foot, great finish.
It was Toure's attempted clearance. Smith was there, got the lucky bounce and made it count.
I think what happened with the linesman was the fact that he thought that the ball was going to go through to Bellion, which it wasn't.
And from very nearly being 2-0 up a couple of minutes ago, Arsenal pegged back by United. Bellion making a good, powerful run here, stretching Ashley Cole. Toure taking no chances ahead of Jens Lehmann, aware that Forlan was behind him. Both teams gone up a couple of gears in the second half. Now Darren Fletcher. Light rain falling here in Cardiff. Not the torrential downpour that was forecast, but enough to make the surface slick. And Percy losing out to O'Shea, and then getting involved unnecessarily with Alan Smith. The referee happy to play the advantage to Manchester United. Loose ball though by Phil Neville. Reyes was nearly away there. This is Dennis Bergkamp. Silva makes a good run towards the centre again. Goes beyond Pennant. Reyes wants it. Oh, and he scores! Jose Antonio Reyes caps an exciting performance with a firm shot that puts Arsenal back in front.
Again, Bergkamp involved as well. Head up, plays the ball into territory where it's got to be defended, in which Manchester United didn't do particularly well. Slightly fortuitous, but it ran under Pennant's foot. There was Reyes to finish it off.
And we're going to be hearing an awful lot more about Jose Antonio Reyes as the season unfolds, I'm sure. Ball coming off Pennant's foot. What a decisive finish. Arsenal preparing to make a change here. Jeremy Aliadière is going to come on, and I think Dennis Bergkamp is the player who will go off. The young Frenchman coming on to replace Bergkamp for the final half an hour of the match. Here's the goal from Alan Smith. The ball played forward by Scholes. Kolo Toure trying to clear, and Alan Smith making the most of the rebound that fell his way. And this is Reyes' goal, the second for Arsenal, the one which currently separates the two sides. Bellion. Scholes now waits in the centre. Here he is. For the free kick from the challenge from Fabregas. Mike Dean not interested at all. And Silvestre under real pressure from Reyes.
Something you never mind as a manager. Forward stacking defenders.
He's really put himself about today, Reyes. Mixture of hard work and fair measure of skill as well. Reyes, beautifully done. Ali Adier can't get past his compatriot Silvestre. And he's on the floor holding his knee.
I think just as he was stretching from the return pass from Reyes and trying to go past someone, his knee seemed to collapse, and this is the instance. He's trying to go away, and the way he just fell as much as put his weight on his right leg, and he looks like he's in trouble.
But Ali Adier's day is done, certainly in terms of playing in this match. Will be of concern to Arsene Wenger, who is now going to bring on another French player in Gaël Clichy. Clichy looking for Van Persie, tries to get away from Gary Neville. Promising cross towards Jermaine Pennant, couldn't pick out Reyes, and Gary Neville keeps Tim Howard on his toes.
Yeah, I mean, never any danger of the ball going in, and Gary Neville just cushioned the header eventually when the cross comes back over. The problem with Howard was he was just running out very, very quickly.
Now Reyes once again. Too pacey the pass for Jermaine Pennant. Arsenal preparing to make yet another substitution. Justin Hoyt is the latest player who looks set to come on. Whether as a right back he's going to come on in place of Lauren. This is Pennant. Just ran down a dead end there, surrounded by red-shirted players. We're into the final quarter of an hour of the match. Arsenal on top. Space here for Gaël Clichy to run into. He's got Ashley Cole just inside him. Terrific play. Good ball into Fabregas.
Yeah, it's excellent play by Clichy. Just sells a dummy and picks out Fabregas. Nice little turn as well. Pity he couldn't get the shot on target.
Eagles. O'Shea. Good running by Fletcher. Again, the pace of the ball on this surface just beating him. Clichy. He's like the mini-me of Ashley Cole, isn't he, Gaël Clichy? It's pretty good too. That was an excellent ball. And Ashley Cole's away here. Oh, and it's an own goal off Silvestre. Arsenal look set to win the Community Shield now. 3-1 they lead. And a highly unfortunate own goal off the French international defender, Michael Silvestre.
Goal scorer for Arsenal, number 3, Ashley Cole.
Well, there's not a great deal that Silvestre can do about this, and get a little bit of a break as well, Ashley Cole and Gaël Clichy, and he's unfortunate, just hit against him on the shin, and Tim Howard was always committed to go for the cross and had no chance.
And Arsenal have made a change. while celebrating, and Jose Antonio Reyes is going off, or has gone off, and Justin Hoyt has come on.
Been replaced by number 31, Justin Hoyt.
63,317 inside the Millennium Stadium today to watch this game. Around 4,000 more than last year, but still not a capacity crowd. Here come Arsenal. Ball in towards Van Persie. Brave goalkeeping by Howard. I think he may have taken a blow in the face. Meanwhile, United have got a player down in midfield as well.
Yeah, the player in midfield just got a knock, I think, on one of the Arsenal players who was going past him, and it was in the end. It was a brave save.
Is that Phil Neville who's on the floor?
I think it is.
Howard did well. He went in where it hurts there, and clearly it did hurt.
2004 is Arsenal number 9, Jose Reyes.
And Jose Antonio Reyes there smiling because it's just been announced that he is the man of the match.
I think he had an inkling that was going to happen.
Jemba picking out Richardson. They're actually playing 4 minutes of added time. They added a minute in the last minute and a half of the game from somewhere. Flag up on the near side against Bellion once again. He's been caught offside a few times today. There he is, Bellion. And Sir Alec Ferguson, who will no doubt have more than half a mind on Wednesday night. Tishiers look very confident and purposeful since coming on.
It's been a real handful for Manchester United, because with those fresh legs as well, he's on, and he's, as I said before, running and committing people all the time.
And there goes the final whistle, and the first piece of silverware of the new season will be heading to Highbury. It may not be the most important prize of the campaign that lies ahead, but it's certainly the start to the season that Arsenal were looking for. Gilberto Silva set them on their way with a goal shortly after half-time. Alan Smith equalised for Manchester United soon afterwards. But Arsenal had that little bit extra during the second half. And Jose Antonio Reyes put them back in front. And then an unfortunate own goal from Mikel Silvestre, 11 minutes from time, secured a 3-1 victory for Arsenal over Manchester United. Winning is becoming quite a habit for Arsenal. Manchester United trudge forward to receive losers' medals on the day, but the season ahead is a long one, and a reminder that for the past 7 years the winner of the Charity Shield has not gone on to lift the Premiership title in the subsequent season. Well, having been beaten on penalties 12 months ago, Arsenal exact a measure of revenge with a clear 3-1 victory over Manchester United. Jose Reyes, the man of the day in many ways, who receives his Player of the Match award, and he deserves it.
And winners of the Community Shield.
And the FA Community Shield is handed to Dennis Bergkamp and Arsenal. Worthy winners on the day, and Shield winners for the 11th time in their history.
Was the result important today? Everyone said it was about the performance.
Yeah, it is more about the performance. It's still pre-season, of course. The real thing starts next week. But it's always nice to win a game against Man United, of course. And I think we showed some good football, and we showed that we were ready for the season.
Among other things, it was the youngsters that caught the eye, and Cesc Fabregas looks a remarkable player at 17.
He is just 17, yes, and he's a good future. And I believe I wanted to throw him out in such a game because to see really how ready he is to play, and I knew he can do that kind of performance, and I think he did very well.
Do you see him featuring much this season?
he has a chance, you know. Ideally, you would wait a little bit more longer. But at the moment, we have Flamini is not qualified, and Edu is still on holiday. Patrick Vieira injured and in a little bit situation where he's not completely sure to stay. So at the moment, I think it's beneficial for him to play, and he learns quickly.
No Patrick Vieira today, he's injured. Have we seen him play his last game for Arsenal?
No, you know, that wasn't the only one who wasn't here today. So, you know, when you see him and you can grab him, ask him.
You know Patrick, you know him well. Do you know his mind?
You know him, and you know him well also, and you can grab him next time you see him at Arsenal or come at the training ground. You ask him the question.
You've been very vehement in your view that he will stay. Do you retain that view?
Yes, I want him to stay. I want him. The club wants him to stay. We do not make any financial issue of that story. We do not want to make money. We want to keep our player, but we want him as well to be committed to our cause and help us to improve and push this club even higher, because he has contributed highly to play as well as we did and to push the club where we are, but we want to go higher and we want to do it with him.
Do you feel he's struggling in his own mind to make a decision?
I feel so. At least I want him to be clear and to come out and say he wants to stay, because that's very important for me, and of course I believe that's needed now. This story has lasted such a long time that we have to close it up in one way or the other.
What is the time frame? How soon will we know an answer?
We have to do it before the season starts, because this saga is lasting too long now.
We'll come to Patrick Vieira a little bit later, but that was a thoroughly entertaining game, wasn't it?
It was a great match. Normally, you know, traditionally they're pretty dull of it because it's an exercise in fitness. You're trying to get ready for the start of the season, but it was fast, played at a high tempo. There was attack, there was counter-attack, and it was a great game. There's lots of chances, you know, good goals. In the end, the victory was comprehensive. Arsenal had the better players, the better the chances, and they were the better team.
Yeah, am I getting ahead of myself, or can we read into that now? Both sides had about 5 top players missing, but can we read into that Arsenal have greater depth in their squad?
I think if you look at the top 3 sides, Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal, the difference between Arsenal and Chelsea and Man United is that Man United haven't got the great. I think 1 to 11, you put the best sides on the pitch. I think there's nothing much in it, but if you're going to win the Premiership, you're going to win the big trophies, you've got to have tremendous strength and depth, and I think that Arsenal and Chelsea have got that, and Manchester United haven't got it.
Arsene Wenger continues to be very astute in the transfer market. I mean, he did spend a lot of money for him on Juan Antonio Reyes, Jose Antonio Reyes even, and it looks like money well spent.
Well,
Jose, Juan, who cares?
He was lively, he was always a threat. In the first half he was prominent, but the second half he really came to life. When he picks up here, he's back to goal. He's got an awful lot to do. Just there, you think, well, you know, an awful lot to do in that position, but there's a quick look round, and then he picks up, he drives at the United defence, pace and conviction, goes past Sylvester as though he's not there, then past the goalkeeper, and you think, can't miss, but it's on his weaker side, just gets away from him.
Oh. Miss of the season so far?
So far, yeah, definitely, but he makes up for it. It's on his right foot again, but Gilberto's made a great run there. It's in the back of the net. And when we talk about attacking play, look where he started this run, and look how many red jerseys that he passes. There's 3 there, 7 red jerseys he passes before he puts in the back of the net. That is a fantastic run from his own box to score. And then when it comes eventually onto Reyes' left foot, Man United defence all over the place, but it comes in his favourite left foot, and it's in the back of the net. A great finish. Here we come. Ain't going to miss that. And like you said, I mean, he did spend a lot of money for him, but he looks an exciting talent. Looks a great player.
Played very positively at Arsenal, almost with 3 strikers really, because you had Reyes, Henry, and Dennis Bergkamp as well, and the old fella held his own, didn't he?
More than his own. I mean, when you talk about touch and technique and the passing ability, this is the pass of the day. This is absolutely fantastic. You know, precision. Good balling from Pennant. Reyes comes near post but unlucky. But when you talk about precision, this is out of this world. The weight of the pass. And then it comes to Henry, who cuts inside. Bergkamp's in there, giving a bit of support. Good save with the keeper. Pennant should have scored. And then again, when you talk about crossing, he picks up here. Great ball into Van Persie, and he should have buried that. And then, you know, when you talk about one of the great players in the world, when I gave him the big build-up and he lets me down, anybody can fall over, even you.
Oh, regularly, always on my backside. Now, Edu was on holiday, so that gave us... which is quite remarkable at the start.
It was a great line, I loved it. He's on holiday. Yeah. When is he coming back?
Yeah, but it gave us a chance to see one or two youngsters, and I was particularly keen on Fabregas, who I haven't seen much of.
Well, I mean, he had so much time and composure, and a big game like this. I mean, this is Gary Neville challenge here. He skips around Gary Neville, but in possession, when Henry makes a run, he just plays it, but he keeps on going. He gets in the forward position, supporting. Might have been a penalty kick, that, who knows, doesn't matter in the end, but this is a great ball, and Seagan goes for this. I think if this is a centre forward, it's in the back of the net. Brilliant play. Pennant was very good this afternoon. Great ball here into Henry. Should have done better, but his link-up play with Lorne at right back was good as well. Picks up here. Lorne keeps on going. Great ball into him. Decent cut back, nobody there. And then, of course, you got the left back, Clichy, who played a few times last season, and I think he's possibly quicker than Ashley Cole. He had one or two great moves, and I mean, he's picked up again his own half, and he's run forward there. And that's what you're talking about when you're talking about strength and depth. You know, that Wenger seems to be able to go abroad or in England, pick up players, and he gets them one or two for next to nothing, and they're always prominent.
But has Sir Alex picked up one in Alan Smith? Terrific goal from him. Started slowly, but he seemed to get better as the game progressed. He started quietly, and for the first half an hour, I'm thinking, is he playing? And he did this sort of thing. Picks up here, lays it off, but it's a bad layoff and easily picked up with Arsenal defence. And then this is a decent chance. Comes in, hits it, blazes it high and wide. But like you say, he got better. I think this is a fantastic cross on his left-hand side. Great cross in for Gary Neville. Decent header, good save. And the goal, well, I think he's aggressive here in the first place. He gets a little break of the ball, but he takes it early. Fantastic at that. Watch it again. Yeah. There's swerve and pace in it, and the goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance. Great hit.
It's a great hit.
Yeah, now, one or two of Manchester United's players were missing, and maybe one important Arsenal player off. You know him, and you know him well. Patrick Vieira, is he going?
I'm going to the training ground tomorrow morning to talk to him.
What do you think?
Well, I think he'll go. I think it looks like the way that Arsene Wenger was talking there, he'll go, and he'll be a massive loss for them because he's tremendous influence on the pitch.
Irreplaceable, even?
Well, they say that nobody's irreplaceable, but I mean, he's been a prominent part of Arsenal's success in the last 6 to 8 years. I think that when you look at the way he plays in the box, on the pitch, box to box, the enthusiasm, the talent, ability, but also the height, you know, either end, which is vitally important in the Premiership.
Could be the difference between defending and not.
Well, you know, when you talk about the great teams in English football, the great teams are the ones that win back-to-back Premierships, or they win the Premiership and the Champions League in the same season. I just think that without Vieira, they won't be the same force.
Okay, we'll see.
That's why I'm going for Chelsea.
Right. I was going to come to that later.
Oh, later?
Giving the game away. I have to think of something else to ask. And 15 minutes later, not that I'm counting, Match of the Day resumes. Join us on Saturday night at 10:30, and none of those motor cars will feature. There's a Sunday night show too, that's also at 10:30 on BBC Two this time. A little further ahead, England's season kicks off a week on Wednesday against Ukraine. We'll have live coverage of that as well. But let's look forward to the Premiership season. Promises much, lots of foreign managers coming in, that'll make a difference. And perhaps you fancy Chelsea?
Well, did I say that before Chelsea? Right, I preempted it, but I just think that the two players Chelsea have bought, in so Drogba and Carvalho, who we watched in Euro 2004, and I thought he was the best defender. I just think they've got tremendous strength and depth. I think they've got the players in position. They've still got the money that it seems like Abramovich has got a bottomless pit that they can just go and spend on the best players. I think Arsenal, as I said, if they're going to be one of the great sides, then they've got to retain their Premiership. I think it's always more difficult to retain it than actually to win it. And Manchester United, who since the start of the Premiership, every time they haven't won it, they've won it the next season. I just think that probably this time will be harder than ever before for the main reason I don't think they've got the players.
That no one else can challenge.
No, it's the top three, and then, I mean, when we talk about Liverpool, it'd be a great achievement for them to get into the top three, and that shows you how far they've fallen.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. That's it from us. We'll be back on Saturday night, and the Saturday after that, and the one after that, and the one after that, and then the next one, and the one after that.
Shenanigans, football got back to work in Cardiff, and after a sluggish start, it was Arsenal who clicked first, Bergkamp testing Howard in the United goal. The Community Shield is supposed to be a friendly, of course, although Thierry Henry would probably not agree. Arsenal almost made United pay after that, but Pennant failed to make the most of his sight of goal. Meanwhile, United began to find their stride, Alan Smith teeing up Gary Neville just before the break. After the restart, the Millennium Stadium almost witnessed one of the great goals. Reyes did all the hard work, then messed up the easy bit. No matter, moments later, Arsenal caught out United's back line, allowing Reyes to play in Gilberto. 1-0. United's response was swift, and although there was a hint of offside in the build-up, Smith wasn't the guilty man, and he was happy to smash home the equaliser. That fired up Arsenal, and they soon went ahead again. More trouble at the back for United, and Reyes pounced.
It's Reyes. It's 2-1 Arsenal.
There was worse to follow for United fans. Again, their team's defence was caught out, and again they were punished. Ashley Cole's shot going in off Mikel Silvestre. A comfortable win then for the champions, but greater tests than this lie ahead. Jim Cockin, Sky Sports.
Well, it was really good, but the most important thing for me was to go through the first half without feeling my Achilles tendon. So I felt it at the beginning, but then it was fine, and I wanted to carry on, but the boss said to me to stop at half-time. So, but the most important thing, we showed once again without some key players. I know Manu as well was missing some key players, but we showed that we still can play football, and that's one of the most important things.
Will you be fit and ready for the opening day of the season?
Well, I also, that was only my first game, and I had to stop the preparation because of my Achilles tendon. So now I hope I'm going to be ready for Everton.
Well, in certain ways it was the right pace of game for us, particularly in view of Wednesday. It's the first one I could say that was really a really good edge to it. Some good, intelligent play with both teams. I think Arsenal were the better team, particularly in the second half. And we're just happy to get through the game with no more injuries.
Circumstances have conspired against you in pre-season. We both know that. Are you concerned 3 days away from the start of the Champions League campaign?
Well, we've got the players who started the game, plus the three experienced substitutes, so we'll pick from that. And that's mean we had to take off Roy and Ryan and the players, you know, who need to come off in view of Wednesday. And it was about making the right changes in the second half at the right time, just giving them enough time. Quentin Fortune, I should have maybe taken him off at half-time, really. It was the first 45 minutes in 6 months, you know. So he's done very well, but I think he just lacked the edge in the beginning of the second half.
Can you take positives out of today?
Well, yeah, there was some good football by us. We only got to one each. I thought actually we were going to take control at that point, but they got a second goal at a really good time. It killed it for us, really, because by that time we were making substitutions.
Well, after the game, Arsene Wenger urged Patrick Vieira to make up his mind whether he wants to stay at Arsenal or go to Real Madrid. Wenger says he's only interested in players who are totally committed to the club. says he won't stand in Vieira's way if he wants to go.
We want the players here to be committed for the club, and we want really, it's not a money story at all. We do not want to make money out of that story. We want Patrick to stay, but we want as well him to be committed and him to make his mind up. And we respect what he's done for us, and until now he's given 8 great years to the club. And but also as well, if he stays, we want him to be completely focused on the club and not be half in and half out. And that's what we are waiting from him. And if he really is focused to leave, there will be an open door if we can find an agreement with Real Madrid. But we would be happy for him to stay.
You're clearly not trying to encourage that, but the message is you would never keep any player who didn't want to be at the club.
Well, ideally, you know, you cannot as well let everybody go. But I think he has 3 years to go, that's true. But as well, we want him to stay. That is the second truth. And the third comes from him. We want him to stay and be focused completely on being successful with the club. He has built something with the other players he owns, and we want him to finish the job and to stay here and go as far as he can with these players, because you could see that we have outstanding players on the pitch today again, and I think this team can go much further, and with Patrick, of course, because he can help us to do that.
As Arsenal celebrated Community Shield success last weekend, their fans were thinking about a missing star.
Change your heart. Look around you.
I changed my mind because I'm still feeling in love with the club.
Change your heart.
I spent 8 years at Arsenal Football Club. I'm 28. And I just wanted to take my time and to try to decide what is the best for me.
Bullets down you.
The outcome of this situation is maybe because he feels himself, firstly that he has created something special, and secondly that he has not finished the job yet, and there are some more things to come here.
A £23.5 million transfer to Real Madrid only needed final signatures when Vieira had a late-night change of heart.
I went to his house and I spoke to Mr. Vieira and to Mr. Deal, and I thanked them for their patience, because the club went through a lot in the last few weeks.
To move out from here, the closer you get there, the more you get conscious of what you will miss.
It's caused 8 weeks of disruption at the start of the new season. Do you regret that?
On my way, I don't, because I'm thinking about myself, about the future and what is the best for me. I'm quite lucky because I've been around with the people who really understand my position, because it's not easy.
The days of uncertainty are over. Arsenal's captain is still on board.
I'm really enjoying myself. Maybe it's difficult for you people to understand, but the way I play on the pitch, and I just express myself, and I'm really free. And of course, we have a really successful team and really good players.
Lee, you've played with Patrick at Highbury. Why has it taken so long to, only to decide to stay at Highbury?
Well, firstly, say that Arsene Wenger's pulled off without doing anything the signing of the season, as far as I'm concerned, because I think if Patrick would have left, it'd have been a major, major blow. And certain players in the team looking round may have thought, well, it's time for us to go too. Patrick, he's been going every season up to now. Every season there's speculation. But I think, we talk a lot about money, and I don't think money was an issue here. I really don't. Alan will probably disagree with me, but I know.
Just totally.
Yeah, I know Patrick really well, and I know his wife, and I know they love the country, and I think he was really tempted and on the verge of going. But I think when he sat down at home and talked to a few people and took their advice, and his family, he's very family orientated. I think he loves the club. He does love the club. I think it was very close to him moving, but he decided that it's the best place to stay. And now he's got to go out and perform, because the fans are expecting from him.
Well, this was going to be my next question. Does he have to earn back the trust of the fans?
I think he does a little bit, yeah. I think they were devastated when we thought that Patrick was going to go. And now he stayed, in the last minute. I think he's going to pull his... And I know I spoke to somebody yesterday at the club and they're saying the dressing room's absolutely flying. You know, they've signed their captain again. He's staying and the team are flying. I think it's a Arsene Wenger's a genius.
Now, if he had left, Mark, would that have ruined Arsenal's chances?
I wouldn't say ruined. I think it would have slightly dented, but I mean they've got such quality, and I mean we know Wenger's a genius. He would have come up with somebody anyway in the next couple, and they probably already had somebody lined up anyway, because it looked like Patrick Vieira was going. We'll probably hear the real story of why he didn't go in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, as is the norm with these kind of things. But I mean, it's fantastic news for Arsenal, and it's hopeless news for the rest of the Premiership for me.
Yeah, so it would have been a massive loss, but it's a great line. I'm staying because I love the club. I mean, come on.
Do you think will he be kissing the badge?
It's like, it's so easy for the modern day footballer to get disillusioned. It is, it really is. I mean, and why would he want to leave Arsenal? You know, 38 games undefeated in the league last season. Got a great chance if he stays at going on to be the dominant force in English football. They can win the Champions League. Why would you want to leave? All right, Real Madrid, Real Madrid a big pool. But if you were saying, hey, I love London, I love Arsenal, I've had tremendous success at Arsenal, the punters at Arsenal love me, I'm so happy here, but I want to go.
I'm just saying he was tempted. You can't not be tempted by Real Madrid, can you?
Well, obviously not.
That's why he stayed.
Eh?
That's why he stayed.
We'll get the real story.
The thing is, what he should have said in the first place is, right, when you're talking about being happy at Arsenal, the lure at Real Madrid is great. I either want to go or I'm totally committed to the Arsenal cause, and he never did that.
Yeah, but apart from that...
All right, we'll have to move on. This is going to carry on all night, I think.
Start the season with is away at Arsenal, then the second worst fixture must be at home to Arsenal. Everton drew the short straw. Arsenal fans raise the roof, Vieira's staying, and new stars are coming through all the time. For Everton, he's injured, the chairman's worried, Jefferson's gone and Rooney could yet follow him. He's 40 games unbeaten, but isn't smiling, and he doesn't smile at the best of times. Miracles do happen, though. 2 years ago, Everton ended Arsenal's last major unbeaten run